What's going on, my people out there? It's K, back with another movie review. And a couple of weeks ago, I got a chance to see an early screening of Warcraft. And I know this is a very popular video game series. And with this live action movie, you know, people are hoping that it's the best video game movie ever. You know, they want the stink out of watching terrible fucking video game movies like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Street Fighter, all these terrible video game adaptations to film. They want to see an authenticity, a real director that can capture all the stuff that they loved about the video game. And like I said, it's a very popular series. I'm just gonna say it straight out, right off the fucking bat. I'm gonna say I played Warcraft one time in my life. One time. And I've totally forgotten the whole fucking story. So I'm coming into this review with fresh eyes and just as a viewer who just wants to see, cool, sort of epic fantasy driven film. Now I'm going to try to review this two ways. I'm just going to try to review this as, just like I said, as a person that just doesn't know nothing, and as a person that has at least saw the imagery of the game. And maybe I'm not the right person to ask about this movie, but I can clarify some things for you in terms of how the film looks. And does the film look like the video game? And did it capture the imagery of the video game? Now, I'm going to start off right there with, did this film capture what I perceive to be the imagery of the video game Warcraft? I got to say, I thought it did. The imagery part now. Now, I'll get to the story in a second, but the imagery and how it looks and how spectacular the scenes are, the pieces, the set designs and all that, I thought looked absolutely phenomenal. It looked great. I even didn't think the orgs looked that bad, because I know when I first saw the trailers, I thought the orgs looked like shit. I thought it was like another Doomsday shit from Batman and Superman, but I thought the orgs looked way better than I initially thought they were going to look. I initially thought they were going to look like fucking horrible dog shit, but they didn't. They looked decent. They looked sometimes like real organic creatures, which that was my whole thing. It was like, how you gonna make them look like they really can move around, like real fleshed out characters, because I've watched these movies before and they just look like shit when they try to make these big CGI characters. Yeah, so all that looked good. I believe the city that they're in, what the humans are in, I'm not sure, it's called Stormwind. And I thought that looked pretty cool. The way that looked in the movie. I'm trying to compare it to the video game. I thought it looked the same a lot. In terms of the costumes, the wardrobes, I thought they all matched what I saw from my little experience with Warcraft. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if you're a real hardcore fan of Warcraft, there's no reason why you wouldn't watch this movie. So for you, this is a see it. They got the fighting, all that. They got everything you would want. And if you don't like it, and if you're not a fan of Warcraft and you don't like this movie, I don't think you was ever a fan of Warcraft. You probably just, was doing something with your friends and you was trying to act like you was down with the Warcraft thing. But yeah, because I think it hits all the points that Warcraft is trying to hit in terms of the way it looks, in terms of the acting, in terms of, plot points and stuff like that. I thought, you guys, fans, you will like this movie. Fans. Now, all right, you good? The fans? All right, get the fuck out now. Thank you. All right. So now, regular people, that's where I fall into the mix, and I'll just tell you a brief plot synopsis of what this movie is. So, what we have in this film is we have these things called orgs. Okay, these orgs, they live in this realm where they're I don't know, their planet or their realm is getting destroyed by some type of creature, and in order to, further their existence, they have to go through a portal, which is opened up by some type of mystical magic man. And he opens up the portal and they go through. Now, when they go through, that's when they meet the humans, and there's problems with that. And that's pretty much the conflict of the film, is that these humans and orcs cannot coexist, but they have to coexist at the end of the film when there's a threat that is bigger than them, and that is here to take out both humans and orcs. And that's why the orcs and humans have to work together at the end to fight this big threat and this big battle that happens at the end of the film. Perfect plot synopsis right there. That's pretty much what the movie is. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of every one of these type of epic fantasy movies, because they gotta do a lot of what I like to call world building, and sometimes the shit gets repetitive, stupid, and just plain out fucking annoying. But sometimes it could be fun. The Lord of the Rings was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed those movies. Hobbit, not so much. This movie right here kind of falls mostly with The Hobbit, in my opinion, where it's just the world building that is just too much for me. Once again, I'm going to use the old adage, maybe I'm too old for this shit. It's just something that was not intriguing me enough to warrant me to pay more attention to the film than I actually was. Because honestly, there were things where I felt like the movie was just kind of skipping over some stuff and wasn't really explaining stuff, and I had to process it in my brain, and I had to come up with my own conclusion. Like, for instance, there's like a green woman in here, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, God damn, she fine as hell. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what the hell is going on with this person? It was played by, the green woman was played by Paula Patton. That's why I wanted to have sex with her. Because I was like, God damn, this is a fine ass woman right here. So I'm trying to figure out, what is this all about? It took me a while to figure out that she's half human, half orc. And I don't feel like they explained that shit clear enough. I don't know. It's a lot of world building, and then when we get to the humans and their whole thing and their whole story, which they call it, I forget the name of the place that it's called. It's not called Earth, it's called something else. Some made up mystical, magical bullshit name that they came up with because they knew they just needed another name. It starts with an A. I'm sure you fucking fans would know what it is. But I don't know why you're still here. Get the fuck out. I'm talking to the regular people right now. Y'all don't need to be here no more. I done told y'all to see the fucking film. For you regular people, I don't know what's going on here. It's a lot of world building. It's a lot of storytelling. And either you're going to be with that or you're going to be bored by it. And to a certain extent, I was getting bored by it because, like I said, it was a lot of talking. It wasn't a lot of fighting until the end, which I don't mind that, they do a lot of setup and they come out with the big bang fight at the end, which a lot of movies do. So that doesn't bother me. I mean, I feel like all good action movies, fantasy type movies do that anyway. So that didn't really bother me. What bothered me was leading up to it. I didn't find nothing interesting enough to hold on to. It was like, it's one of these movies where, to be honest, it's a simple plot, but this is Hollywood, and Hollywood can't make nothing just simple. So they do what they always do, which is why a lot of their films get fucked up. They convolute the plot. They start adding in an element, adding this element, because the plot is very simple. It's just orcs and humans, and it's like it's a race thing, and they can't get along until, there's a force that is bigger than them that wants to destroy both of them, and they have to work together as a team to fight the force. That's just simple. It's a simple fucking plot. But Hollywood, let's throw this in here. Let's put this part in there. Let's throw this shit in there. Let's throw this in there. Let's pick this shit up and bang you over the head with this part. fucking plot point that nobody gives a fuck about, you know. And that's pretty much what's going on with this film, man. It's world building. It's kind of like the problem with like Jupiter Ascending and, you know, all these fucking what do you call these teen novel movies, you know, where they have a simple premise, but they just want to fucking throw everything that they can into the film. You know, it just bored me. Saying all that though, I did find the orgs kind of intriguing to not only look at, but to actually hear their side of the story about how they had to leave their home and, you know, they had to trust this magic man or whatever he is, and they're finding out that maybe they should not have put all their faith into him. You know, all that was interesting. I felt like when I really got bored was when the humans came in the fucking film. I was just like, okay, here we go again. More kings, more queens, more magical, mystical stuff, more flying dragons, more this, more that. It's like, too old for this shit, man. Sorry. And it just wasn't cool enough. Like I said, Lord of the Rings has that shit. Some of the Hobbit movies have that shit. But those movies were way cooler than this shit. As for a positive in this film, I will say this about this film. I think the special effects look good. I really do think they look good. I thought the set designs looked really good. And I actually thought the final battle was pretty alright. It was not that bad looking. It was you know, very functional, you know, I like the sword play. I like the orcs and how they were fighting, how they was going at it. It looked intriguing. It's just one of these films where it's just I have to outweigh the good with the bad, and it was just a little bit more discomfort that I had with the film. So it was more like things that I just didn't enjoy that much, more than the things that I did enjoy. So for that alone, I'm gonna give a Warcraft a skip it. So it's a reluctant skip it. It's not a bad film at all, I don't think. And like I said, if you're a fan, fucking watch the film. I don't know why you're still here. Didn't I tell you to go watch the fucking film? Watch it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it. All right, this is for you. All right. I left that line. And I heard you fucking nerds talking all about this film, and y'all loved it. And the only thing I heard negative from the nerds were like there wasn't enough elves in the film. They said that. I thought it was enough. If the elves they're talking about are the little people that I saw in the film, I don't know how much more they can have. But anyway, so y'all gonna love it. But as for the regular paying folks out there who, you know, you just got paid this week. It's Friday. You ain't got shit to do. You ain't got no weed. And you want to watch a movie. I don't know if this film for you. If you're coming in this cold. And that's how I was coming into this. Cold as shit. Not knowing much about the story. So it didn't intrigue me. It's not like a movie where I was like, wow, I can't wait to see a sequel of this shit. When this shit was over, I just like, alright, it was kind of cool looking. I saw it in IMAX 3D. Maybe that will help your experience if you want to watch this film. But as for me, you know, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes of a lot of talking and a lot of world building and not enough interesting stuff going on in the film. But that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Alright, I'm Kay. And remember, like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you thought about Warcraft. If you're going to see it, if you like the video game, anything, all right? And I know Ralph has been here for a couple of reviews. That's because Ralph is a grown-ass man. He got to take care of his kids and stuff like that. But don't worry. There are some movies that me and him are going to be reviewing together again. We already got it set up. Independence Day 2 will be something that you'll see us doing. I know next week we're not doing CIA. I'm doing that by myself again. But then the week after that, that's when Independence Day comes out. So it's that week after that. So he'll be back. You know, he's excited. He likes being on the channel. So don't trip. All right, Ralph gonna be here. All right. on and on. Okay? I'm out.